Ladies and gentlemen of the XRP Army, buckle up because what I'm about to share could redefine your entire portfolio. Picture this: BlackRock CK, the trillion-dollar behemoth that's reshaping global finance, just teased the full-scale tokenization of currencies and ETFs, and analysts are now boldly forecasting XRP valuations soaring to $10,000. That's not hyperbole. That's the buzz exploding across Wall Street today, November 5th, 2025, with XRP holding steady at $2.31 amid a surge of institutional whispers. But hold on, Ripple's swell event in NYC dropped game-changing announcements yesterday that tie it all together. If you're not paying attention right now, you might miss the rocket ship launching. I'm Leo, your trusted guide through the crypto chaos, and in the next hour, I'll unpack this insider intel you won't find anywhere else. This isn't just news, it's your edge in the XRP revolution. Let's dive in. But first, a quick disclaimer. Everything we discuss here is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. Always consult a professional and do your own research before making any investment decisions. All right, let's start at the epicenter. Why is BlackRock KK's shadow suddenly looming so large over XRP? It all traces back to their CEO's recent bombshell at a high-profile conference where he outlined a future where tokenized real-world assets, think bonds, stocks, even national currencies flood onto blockchains like the XRP ledger. As reported just hours ago by the Crypto Basic, this isn't pie-in-the-sky dreaming. BlackRock CK's already piloting tokenized funds worth billions, and their filings signal a massive pivot toward assets like XRP for seamless cross-border liquidity. Imagine trillions in value zipping across borders in seconds, not days, powered by XRP's unmatched speed and efficiency. That's the thesis analysts are running with, and it's electrifying the community, but don't take my word for it. Let's pull in the fresh heat from X today. Just this morning, crypto researcher at Rip Bullwinkle lit up the timeline with a thread breaking down BlackRock CK's tokenization push as the final puzzle piece for XRP's next leg up. He posted BlackRock Tokenization Impact, the move that could ignite the next XRP run. With over 1,000 views already, it's sparking debates everywhere. And he's spot on. Ripple's XRPPL is tailor-made for this, handling 1,500 transactions per second at a fraction of a penny each. Compare that to Bitcoin's coffee break pace or Ethereum's gas fee nightmares, and you see why Wall Street's eyes are locked on XRP. It's not just hype, it's utility screaming for adoption. Now rewind to yesterday's Ripple swell in New York City. If you blinked, you missed pure fire. The event brought together heavyweights like NASDAQ CEO, BlackRock K execs, a White House advisor, and Kraken's team, all dissecting how XRP bridges traditional finance with the blockchain era. At Your Crypto Dog captured the vibe perfectly in his live tweet. Day one of your Ripple swell just dropped in NYC, and the energy is electric. White House, NASDAQ, BlackRock, Kia, and Kraken on stage. Utility bombs incoming, over 300 likes and climbing. It's a testament to the FOMO building. Key reveal. Ripple launched their payment suite, integrating XRP directly with RLUSD, their new USD stablecoin. This isn't incremental. It's a full-stack overhaul for banks and treasuries, fusing Palisade's custody with G Treasury's rails for on-demand liquidity. Banks can now settle in XRP instantly, slashing cost by up to 70% on cross-border wires. What if I told you this single move could unlock $5 trillion in trapped liquidity annually? Stick around because as we unpack the mechanics, you'll see how this funnels straight into XRP demand. Let's break it down step by step like we're mapping a treasure hunt. First, the tokenization wave BlackRock CK's championing. Tokenization means digitizing assets on-chain, real estate deeds, corporate bonds, even oil futures, turning illiquid silos into tradable gems. BlackRock CK's already tokenized over $500 million in funds this year, per their latest SEC filings, and they're eyeing crypto rails for scale. Why XRP? Because the ledger's built-in decentralized exchange, DEX, and automated market makers, AMMS, make it a plug-and-play for institutions. No more clunky intermediaries, just pure atomic swaps. Analyst Black Swan Capitalist crunched the numbers in a viral piece from November 3rd, projecting XRP could hit $10,000 if it captures even 1% of the 100 trillion tokenized market by 2030. That's math, not magic. With 100 billion total supply and escrow locking 40 billion, circulating XRP scarcity meets explosive utility. But here's the mini cliffhanger. What happens when RLUSD hits the scene? Ripple's stablecoin isn't just pegged to the dollar. It's collateralized on the XRPL with XRP as the bridge asset. At the Crypto Basic hammered this home in their thread yesterday, garnering 600 plus likes. XRP price could reach $100 to $500 as BlackRock CEO teases tokenization of currencies and ETFs. They're forecasting RLUSD could balloon to $2 to $5 billion in circulation by Q4 2025 with XRP as the velocity king. Think of it like this analogy. XRP is the express lane on a blockchain highway. Stablecoins like RLUSD are the cargo trucks, but XRPS the fuel that gets them moving at warp speed. Every RLUSD mint or burn requires XRP burns for fees. Tiny amounts, sure, but at scale that's deflationary rocket fuel. Early data from Swell shows pilot integrations with 20 plus banks, and if BlackRock CK jumps in, we're talking exponential burn rates. Shifting gears to the price action, XRP's at $2.31 today, down a tick from yesterday's swell high of $245. But don't let the dip fool you at 59. Rose Evening Snapshot nailed it. XRP bullish 28.6.4%. Wave 2 flush nearly complete. Next impulse build-up phase starting with RSI bottoming out and whales scooping up $200 million post-flush. This is classic accumulation. Remember the 2017 surge volume exploded 10 times on utility news. We're seeing echoes now with 24-hour volume at $4.9 billion, up 28%. And the chart's hidden bullish divergence on the RSI as at Rolex. Sabuj tweeted with charts bullish. XRP shows a hidden bullish divergence that previously sparked major rallies, hinting at a possible move toward $5. That's technical poetry. Price makes lower lows, but momentum screams higher highs. What if scenarios keep this dynamic? Scenario 1, Conservative Clarity Act passes mid-November. Greenlighting XRPFS inflows hit $5 billion week 1 per O, or arbiter of OC's phase analysis, pushing XRP to $3.80 by December. Scenario 2, Aggressive BRICS nations. Fast-track XRP for their unit accelerating tokenization. BlackRock CK's tease aligns perfectly. Their execs at Swell hinted at currency bridges that scream XRP. Kalongi 21's pre-event hype post went viral. Ripple Swell 2025. Garlinghouse Nasdaq CEO BlackRock CA execs RLUSD live XRP ETF whispers. With 600 plus attendees, the whispers are turning to roars, and the FOMO institutions like Bitnomial just added XRP and RLUSD as CFTC regulated collateral. That's the green light for hedge funds to pile in. Let's pause for a breath and address the elephant in the room, or should I say the bear in the ledger. You're probably thinking, Leo, this all sounds too good. What about the SEC ghosts or market crashes? Fair question, and that's why we're building this like a fortress, fact by fact. First myth, XRP's just a lawsuit survivor. No real utility. Busted. Swell's launch of Ripple Prime, the first regulated crypto prime brokerage links banks directly to XRPL. Liquidity at XRPANA broke it down in a deep dive thread. Ripple's fintech stack infra hidden road GT Treasury tokens, XRP RLUSD projections, XRP demand from OTC surges 10 to 20% in 2025 alone. Second myth, tokenization is a fad. BlackRock's 10 trillion AUM says otherwise. Their tokenized treasury fund alone could route through XRP for efficiency. Pain point time. If you're like most XRP holders I've chatted with, exhausted from years of regulatory fog, I get it. The 2023 ruling was a win, but the wait for full clarity stings. Here's the antidote. Trump's administration just ended the war on crypto per White House confirms at Swell at WO 59. Rowe noted, White House confirms Trump has ended the war on crypto. ETF review flow resumes. That's policy rocket fuel. And for the doubters eyeing Bitcoin's dominance, XRP's outperformed alts YTD by plus 2%. With dominance holding at 4.1%, whales aren't sleeping. Escrow relocks of 500 million XRP signal no supply flood. But wait until you hear the climactic reveal that's got the community ablaze. Franklin Templeton and BlackRock filing simultaneous on-chain tokenization plays signaling an institutional era for XRP. As Coinomania reported just 19 hours ago, these moves could catalyze a supply shock at TAG. George put it bluntly. XRP is being held back in a coordinated effort, so SPO TFS SPAC's Clarity Act supply shock price conservatively goes to $50 plus. Bold? Yes. Substantiated? Absolutely. With exchange supply down 3% weekly to 44.8 billion XRP and futures open interest at $2.8 billion normalizing. Analysts like at FFC03, Josh are calling $2.75 by end of today, then $3.80 December rally. The math. If XRP captures 0.1% of BlackRock CK's tokenized flow, that's $10 billion in daily volume, pricing in $5 to $15 by mid-2026 per at XRP ANA's model. Rhetorical question to keep you hooked. What if this isn't just a surge, but the ignition for XRP as the backbone of global payments? Ripple's co-founder has echoed $10,000 potentials, but grounded in adoption realities. At Jim5, 9804514 analogized it beautifully. Price appreciation will likely occur in stages. Initially $100, then $500 to $1,000. Eventually settling much higher as assets become tokenized. That's the roadmap. Phased, predictable, unstoppable, and the community electric. At BP Newsbroke, XRP price prediction, $2.75 target by November 5th as Ripple eyes December rally to $3.80. With min faves hitting double digits, debates are raging. Will ETFS drop first or RLUSD adoption? Diving deeper into the tokenization mechanics because this is where the expert analysis shines. BlackRock CK's BDEL fund, their blockchain USD yield bearer, already uses similar rails, but scaling to currencies means interoperability. XRP Ledger's interoperability with ISO 2022 standards positions it as the swift killer at a waking WG. 1WGA1 warned of the buzz. November 22nd, ISO 20,022, some claiming XRP to $10,000 not overnight, but with Swell's API launches for DeFi lending on XRPPL, we're talking programmable money at institutional upgrade analogy. It's like upgrading from dial-up to fiber. XRP is the bandwidth that makes tokenization viable. Data point. XRPL's hackathon kicks off November 7th with 100 plus devs building RWA tools. Winners, direct paths to BlackRock CK pilots, countering another myth head-on. Volatility kills utility. True for retail, but banks hedge via RLUSD, pairs at Gecko Kona shared the article. Here's how high XRP price could go as BlackRock CK CEO teases. Up to $100 to $500, they say, because volatility funds liquidity pools. Pain point addressed. If you're hodling through dips, know this. Every flush like yesterday's 6.4% is whales buying low. At Bitcoin, dose confirmed. XRP shows hidden bullish divergence. Potential rise to $5 with Flare's FTSO V2 live tying Oracle data to XRPPL. Price discovery gets laser sharp. Building the excitement. Imagine Q1 2022. Clarity Act Law XRP ETF Live BlackRock CK's first tokenized currency settled via Ripple Prime. Inflows 10 to 20 billion. Velocity spikes, burns accelerate, supply tightens. A John Morgan FL echoed the tease and at Life of Finance 12 amplified it. That's the domino institutional era confirmed per Bitnomial's collateral ad. FOMO alert. If you're not positioned, this is the insider info moment. But remember, DO extending the analysis. Let's model the $10,000 path. Data-backed Black Swan capitalist framework, total addressable market for payments tokenization equals $190 trillion annually. XRP's 5% capture $9.5 trillion flow at 3-second on settlements. That's 31 million texts per day. Burning 0.1 XRP each $3 billion supply torched yearly. Circulating supply drops to $20 billion price, $475 minimum scaling to $10,000 with RWA multipliers. Conservative flip pays $225, average $4.50. But post-swell revised to $6 to $8 at Max XRP, linked to full breakdown. It's circulating like wildfire. What if BRICS integrates? Their unit rumored for Q1 uses XRP bridges per leaks. China Treasury dump probability up to 60% per at arbiter of Oz Global South remittances. 800 billion market route through XRP per Ripple's pilots. Analogy, XRP's the United Nations of Finance. Neutral, efficient, borderless community. Reaction at crypto_mix. Predictable price increases new ATTH by Thanksgiving. Double digits by Christmas. Conservative hodlers nodding, addressing doubts. SEC 2.00 under Trump pro-crypto pivot PERS swell at Bubby O 59 rows. Fun fact, Ripple Prime is the first regulated crypto prime broker. No more shadows for the weary. This surge isn't speculative, it's structural at Michael 63 million, 140,627 shared Black Swans, $10,000 explainer, 50 plus reposts, pure engagement gold climax building the reveal. BlackRock K and Franklin's joint. Filings aren't coincidence. They're the signal for XRP's supply shock. Escrow dynamic shift 500 million relocked yesterday per whale watches. Price target $50 plus, conservative as a tag GE, predicts with dominoes falling November to December. Excitement peaks. This is your moonshot XRP army. As we wrap this fireside chat, let's recap the wins. BlackRock K's tokenization, teas fueling $10,000 analyst calls. Swells arose DXRP fusion unlocking trillions. Bullish divergences eyeing $5 short term, $100 plus long. You've got the insider edge. Utility trumps hype every time. XRP at $2.31 today. That's your entry before the institutional tide. If this blew your mind and lit a fire under your conviction, smash that like button right now. It tells the algorithm to beam this to every XRP holder worldwide. Drop a comment below. What's your XRP price target for 2026? $10, $100, $10,000? Let's spark the debates and build the momentum. Subscribe for more alpha drops. We're in this revolution together. Weekly breakdowns, live Q&As, and zero fluff. And share this with your community. Tag a friend still sleeping on XRP because unity gets us to the moon faster. Let's make history. XRP Army. This is Leo signing off. Hold strong, stay informed, and remember the future's tokenized, and XRP is leading the charge. See you next time. See you next.